Hi everybody and welcome to today's vlog. This video, it has been highly requested by most of you guys. So many people have been asking me, Bella, give us the tea, the juice of what goes down on an Emirates Airlines interview. And I feel like most of you guys who have been asking me these questions, you are Kenyans, because Emirates Airlines is hiring in Nairobi for a cabin crew position. So if you really haven't applied, please go to Emirates Airlines website. That's www.emiratescareergroups.com. They are hiring worldwide. So if you're not in Nairobi and you're interested to apply for a job at Emirates Airlines, visit their website and go and look at their vacancies and see what positions they are hiring in a city close to you. I wish you all the best. Let's jump on today's video. Today I'm going to give you from the beginning to the end of your interview what goes down. This video I'm giving you from my own experience, what happened to me when I went for my interview, what happened to my friends, because there are a couple of friends of mine who I shared tips on what happened on my interview, and when they borrowed these tips when they were going for their interview, they managed to get that golden call. So guys, stay tuned to this video until the end. I'll ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Actually, if I were you, I would never sit back and relax. I will jump on, get a paper and a pen, and jot down all the important information that I will get on this video, so that I keep reminding myself these are the things that you should do on an interview so that you can ace that interview. I do have videos down here on my YouTube channel where I've talked about how to pass your face-to-face interview, how to pass your video interview, how to write your resume, how to... what else have I done? I think I have a couple of videos that will help you when it comes to interviews. So after you're done watching this video, I suggest visit my YouTube channel, watch a couple of videos that will help you how to get this job. So let me not say much. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and please watch the ads. Please watch the adverts on my channel, because that's the only way I get support and I get paid on this channel, because this video is actually not sponsored by any company. So the only way I get revenues is by you guys watching my adverts. So don't skip on the ads, okay? All right, good, thank you. All right, so I'm going to be talking to you about Emirates Airlines interview. All right, so first of all, for you to get an invite on these jobs, especially the one in Nairobi, you have to apply online, and then they'll send you an invitational letter. So on this invite letter, they'll give you a date, the venue, and the time that they want you to visit. Please guys, always be on time when you're going for your interviews, because remember, they will not be there ready waiting for you so that you can arrive and so that they can start. They will start on time. So if you arrive late, especially on airline jobs, no one is going to wait for you, because remember, every single time there's a delay on an aircraft, the airline pays a lot of money for that delay. So be on time. Show them that you're a person who is always on time. All right, because you don't want to cost the airline. So be on time. Once you arrive, they will sit you down in a hall, and the first thing that they're going to do, they're going to show you a presentation of the company. So they'll play a video to tell you more about Emirates, when it started, where they fly, what was their first aircraft, how many employees they have, and all that stuff. So be attentive, listen, because guys, remember, from the moment you walk in that venue, they are always watching. So I've shared videos on how etiquette, on how to behave and present yourself when it comes to an interview. It's on my video down here below. I'll share a link on my subscription so that you guys can easily access it. So always carry yourself in a good manner right from the beginning. Even when you're walking through the security, be someone who's very, you know, be a good person. Don't be rude to the security, okay? So they're always watching. So after the video, they will ask you to come one by one and present a copy of your CV and a passport picture or a photo, those passport photos. These things might change. They might ask you to bring your passport and stuff like that. Always read that invitation letter and follow it to the T. All right, so if they ask for your passport copy, if they ask for your resume, if they ask you to bring a full-size photo, bring all those details without fail. because they are going to show how prepared you are, you know. All right, so they'll ask you to come one by one and go to where they are seated and present a copy of your CV and a photo. And in you presenting those, they might ask you a question or two. These questions, they only take you 1 minute for you to be able to strike them. So make sure you strike them in this 1 minute that you're trying to answer your questions. Some of the questions that they might ask you will be, why Emirates? Have you ever worked in an airline before? All right. Do you have any customer service experience? What did you study? You know, they'll ask random questions. Questions like, what's your current job? So how you answer matters a lot, because you want to strike them with your first answer. If they ask you why Emirates, talk about the good things about Emirates, you know, and answer them, strike them, you know, with your answer, because however you answer this question will determine if you will proceed to the next question. So guys, once you present your CV and your photo and they ask you a question, they'll give you a number that will be, they'll ask you to, a sticker number that they ask you to stick it on your shirt or your jacket, in a place where someone can be able to read it at a distance. So the right place where everybody sticks it, it's right here. So you will be given a number. These numbers, they don't matter. It's just a number to that will represent you on that specific day. All right, so once that is done, they will ask you to take a break. And when you take a break, when you come back, some of you guys will be sent home, because remember, on that CV presentation, the question they asked you, they want to see your communication skills. There are things that they're looking for when they ask you these questions. So always be ready, practice these questions when you're at home, way before they ask you to go for your interview, so that you can, you know, be ready. These details I've given them, I've shared them on my video on how to prepare for an interview. So go watch that video so that you can start preparing yourself. And I've shared a couple of questions that they ask and a little bit of tip how to answer them. So watch that video, it will be of help to you. So once you come back and some people have been shortlisted, the other group that remains, they will go through group tests. So there are a couple of group tests that will be asked to you. So the first one might be, they'll sit you down in a pair, so just the two of you, and they'll ask you to learn a thing or two about someone seated next to you, either to your right or your left. And then once you do that, they're going to give everybody a chance to present their neighbor. So probably I'm sitting next to a guy called Mike, and once you ask Mike a lot of questions, ask him, how old are you? What's your name? I'm Mike Njoroge. How old are you? Mike will tell you, I'm 24. What job do you do? They'll tell you probably I'm a salesman, or I'm a tour guide, or I'm a housekeeper. And then ask them questions like, what are your hobbies and stuff like that. And Mike will also ask the same questions to you, or even more, because people think differently. So ask each other questions. And once your time is done, the interviewers will ask you to stand one at a time and present your neighbor. So for instance, you'll just say, hello, hi everybody, I'm ready to introduce my friend Mike. His name is Mike Njoroge. He is 24 years old. He is currently working as a tour guide. His hobbies are traveling, writing, reading, watching movies. He loves to ride bikes too. His job, he likes his job because he likes to meet new people, take them around and show them new places and things like that. So learn something about your friend and present them to everybody. Once you do that, your job is done. And just make sure you're presentable, stand still, smile, present your colleague. And once you do that, don't speak too long, just very little, just a short brief introduction about your friend. All right, so once that is done, sometimes they do it differently. They might send some people home, or they might stick around the group discussion until it ends, and then they might send some people home. So the other group test that they ask you to do is they might give you an item or a picture of a drawing of something, and then they ask you to discuss. So for instance, in your group, they'll give you something. These are random stuff. They'll give you random stuff. They'll give you a cup. They'll ask you to discuss a hat, they'll ask you to discuss an umbrella, and so many other random stuff. And the question here, the discussion here that they want you to carry is, what innovative things can you do with the item that you've been given? For instance, I remember during my interview, they gave us a hat. You know those Mombasa hats, like the beach hats, the round ones? So they asked us to discuss what other things beside you wearing it can you do with the hat. So some of my people in my group came up with very interesting ideas. Some said you can use the hat as a what do you call it, as a fruit basket. Some of them said they can use it as a fan. Some of them said they can use it as a sieve, like kama kichungi, to sieve something. Some of them said it can be used as a mat, some as a deco. There is no wrong answer in these group discussions. All they want to see is your creativity, because in these jobs you have to be very quick at being creative. For instance, you're on board and a customer asks you questions, you have to think quickly on your toes. You have to think quick and come up with another plan or how to solve that problem. So they want to see how quick you think, how creative you are to solve problems and stuff like that. So there is no wrong answer. So whatever answer you come up with, what they are looking for, because even when you're discussing, they will be going around and looking at each and every one of you. So they want to see your how good you are as a team player. They want to see how you work well with people, because there are people who actually will be jumping over, interrupting others when they are speaking. Some people will start becoming quick. They will start getting quick to anger. They will not like someone else's answer, and they might, so be assertive, be nice, be a team player, be a good listener. All these skills, those are what they're looking for. And participate too, because there are some people who will just keep quiet. So listen when it's your time, speak out, say what your idea is, listen to everybody. When someone is speaking, look at them. You can nod just to show that you are participating. Okay, so that's another group discussion. The third group discussion is, and this one is very tricky, because here they want to see how creative you are. And in this group discussion, some of the interviewers will also intervene and try to to play around with you to see how you react under pressure. So this group discussion is, they'll tell you that you're a hotel manager, and in this particular day the hotel that you work for is fully booked and you only have one room left, and they'll give you 5 people who have just turned up and they all want to show up, or they want to make their reservation in your hotel. And these 5 people, they all have very, very important reasons for them to stay in your hotel. They'll tell you, for instance, there's a pastor who has a sermon tomorrow, there's a VIP, there's a politician, there's a mother who has a sick child, there's who else? They'll give you all those tricky options, for people you think that this one we have to give them the room because they really need it. So all these options that they will give you, all of those people are important, but they want to see how you guys deal with situations like this. So there is no wrong answer. I want you guys to remember that there is no wrong answer in this group discussion. All they want to see is how you handle yourself as a team. So remember, some people will be there saying, oh, me, I'm a Christian, I really have to give this pastor this room, because if I don't, I feel like I would have failed my religion. Some of them will be like, no, how about this sick lady? She has a sick, how about this lady who has a sick baby? We have to give her a room, because where will this baby sleep? And stuff like that. So how you react to others matters. Remember, they are always going around and watching you. So most of you will come up with different ideas. So if you disagree with your colleague, don't say, no, I don't like your idea. Be nice. Just say, be assertive in a good way. Just say, I like what you're thinking, but I'm thinking this frequent visitor, we have a frequent visitor who always visits our hotel now and then, whether we're on peak season, whether we're on low season. How about we give him a chance, because we don't want to lose his his loyalty and stuff like that. And someone else will be like, if he's a loyal customer, then he will always come. There's a reason why he loves our hotel. How about we give you know, the politician, because he will give us good money. So most of you guys will have so many ideas when it comes to this group test. So all they want to see is how you react to people. Are you interrupting people when they're speaking? Are you aggressive? And guys, when you finally finish discussing, and the interviewer might intervene and come and start playing a role of the customer who's very angry because you're denying them a room, you know, or stuff like that. So if you've probably you'll probably stand up and say, I'm thinking of giving the pastor a chance to stay in our room today. The interviewer will be like, how about me? I have a sick child. Where is your humanity? And stuff like that. So you have to respond very well. So here they're testing your patience. All right, so be calm even when they try to be aggressive, because they play a role of a customer. And sometimes, you know, these customers, sometimes they might be rude in situations like this because you're denying them. Like this VIP, he's a loyal customer. Imagine now the interviewer is playing the role of the VIP who you just denied a room, you know. So they might be there saying, I pay a lot of money every time I come to this city. This is the only hotel I stay, and now you don't want to take me because you're prioritizing some other people. How are you? So, you know, she might start playing that role. So your job is stay calm, assure them. If you want to give a solution, tell them I'll book you in another hotel, or probably we might compensate you and stuff like that. We will give you a chance for you to visit our hotel for free of charge for 4 nights. Give them ideas, you know, think on the spot and give them ideas. These interviews, they look very intense, but they're very lively. Like, you will learn so many things when you attend these interviews. So it doesn't matter whether you will get that golden call or not. Just remember, as long as you got this interview, there's something they liked about you, because there are so many people after this stage. There are so many people who will be sent home. I want you guys to just remember that you have learned so many things attending this interview, because you've already learned how to deal with group discussions and stuff like that. So don't lose hope if you're among the people who will be sent home, because after this group discussions, they'll ask you to go for your break, and then once you come back, they will announce people who will stay and the people who will be sent home. All right, for the people who will stay, now just know, congratulations, because after then, unless they have added something else that I don't know, but pretty much that's what they do for the group discussion. From then they do the final interview. So the final interview is done in 2 ways. They might do it online. They might send you home that day. They'll tell you that congratulations, you have succeeded and you're proceeding to the next stage, but we're not going, due to time, because sometimes they have a very big number of people and it's not possible to do the final interview on the same day. So they might ask you, go home, we will send you a reply, or we'll send you a link where you're going to do your face-to-face interview online. Or there are instances where they'll do the interview on the same day. So, or they'll ask you to come on another day. All right, so either you do it virtually, they might do it they might do a face-to-face on the same day, or they might ask you to come on the following day. All right, so on this face-to-face interview, I already have a video of how to handle it. I'll put it on the description down below. I'll put a link so you guys can be able to go access it. Most of these questions that they ask on the final interview are situational questions like, tell me over time. You know, these questions that you have to answer them in a story, and there's a format that you use to answer these questions. I have already tackled this video, so I suggest after here, go watch that video where I'm speaking about how to answer situational questions. If you use that format, then better know that you are going to pass that interview, because there is a format for you to be able to ace or pass that question or answer it fully. Because these questions, if you don't know how to answer them, you're going to leave them not answered. So there's a format that you use how to answer questions like, tell me over time, because this is like a story. They want you to tell them a story of what happened during that time. All right, how you solved it, how you were able to tackle it and handle it, how it happened and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave you right there, guys. Congratulations to any one of you who has attended any interview. These interviews, actually, most airlines are pretty much using the same protocol of the interview. And even for ground staff too, they might they pretty much do the same thing when it comes to ground staff interviews too. So if you're looking for a ground staff job for an airline, use these tips. They pretty much use the same format, or the same interview date is carried out in the same way. So just to mention, there are sometimes they will ask you to do English tests. The next video that I'm going to do, I'm going to be talking about how to do a written test at Qatar Airways, because in their company you have to do it. Even in Etihad, yeah, there's an English testing at Etihad Airways. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time. If you've learned a thing or two, let me know in the comment section below. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, share this video to your friends, let them know that these things happen so that we may all grow. This channel, as you all know, it's all about growth. Guys, until next time, bye bye.